Hey everyone, my name is Brian, I'm one of the community managers here at Gamester, and today I'll be presenting you some examples of the new passive skills, which you can expect to see in the upcoming Swords and Spirits update. In addition to this, I'll also show you some examples of the tactics and how those passive skills can be used. Let's start off by mentioning some exciting news. First, all of the rare, epic and legendary main hand and offhand weapons will be equipped with a passive skill. Second great news is that all of the legendary main hand and offhand weapons will have not one, but two passive skills, which is great news actually. So let me show you some examples of tactics, which includes using passive skills from your weapons and some talents. First, we'll need a main hand weapon. For that, we'll be using a Sea Mage Trident as an example. The first passive skill is as follows. If player's shield is completely destroyed, player's blue spirit skills are increased by 18%. And now the second passive skill. If the player uses any blue spirit skill, that can be 1, 2 or 4, there's a 10% chance to stun an enemy for 2 rounds. And now an offhand weapon. For that we'll be using the Rune Wrath. Its first passive skill is as follows. If player's health is above 65%, enemy's melee attack is reduced by 16%. And now the second passive skill. If the player uses any blue spirit skill, and again that can be 1, 2 or 4, there is a 15% chance for a 2 white spirit skill to be activated. Do note that this activates the skill in the background without using your spirits from the spirit board. With both of those in place, let's use a white talent as an example, which is yet to be announced. When you use 2 spirit skill, it would not only deal some damage, but it'll also activate 2 blue spirit skill, and there is 50% chance for that. In this scenario, let's say you use a blue spirit skill. It can be 1, 2 or 4 spirits, it doesn't matter. Because of the passive skills, we have a chance to activate certain actions like this 10% chance for a stun. We are also able to trigger a 15% chance to activate 2 white spirit skill. Now as I've mentioned, the 2 spirit skill on the white talent has a 50% chance to trigger the 2 blue spirit skill. On top of that, if our shield is broken, all of our blue spirit skills are increased by 18%. This way, we are able to have a very strong blue spirit skill whilst triggering another blue spirit skill and potentially trigger this combo one more time. Now let's move on to something more complex. For a main hand weapon, let's take a Fang of Cruelty. Its first passive skill. If the player heals, their melee attack will be increased by 18% for 3 rounds. And now its second passive skill. If player's health is below 45%, 1 red spirit will be added randomly to the spirit board. We'll also need an offhand weapon, and for that we'll be using the Thunder Bash. Its first passive skill. If player's shield is completely destroyed, damage from any red spirit skill will be increased by 12%. And now its second passive skill. If player uses 4 blue spirit skill, it will also activate a 1 red spirit skill. Let's also throw in another white talent, which I'm gonna tell you about in a second. So now that we have this, let's see how the setup in this scenario can benefit you. Whenever you heal, your melee attack is increased by 18% for 3 rounds. This is great if you're focusing to deal a lot of damage, both with your red talent skills and potentially with some of your white talent skills. If you use 4 blue spirits, it will activate a single red spirit, which again does not affect your spirit board. To take advantage of this, you need to make sure that your single red spirit skill does some good damage already. Now let's talk about that one nameless white talent. When you use 4 white spirits, 2 red spirits will be randomly added to your spirit board. But wait, there's more. If your intensity is at level 3, 2 red spirits will be activated in the background. But wait, you're going to receive 1 extra red spirit every round while your health is below 45%. Not only that, but you'll also be getting 12% more damage on any red spirit skill if your shield is completely broken. Now that's a lot of damage. So this is just 2 of the hundreds of scenarios and tactics you'll be able to think of in the near future. Now if this was slightly too complicated for you and you need a little bit more time, you can read all of this information on our blog posts. Link to that is in the video description down below. Now again, thank you for watching and see you next time.